All right, listen, let's talk about bad advice again. This is going to be bad advice part 3. This is a big one. This is a doozy. This one hits home. This one hits me personally. Let me tell you this story. So the music man of this channel, my boy Zuriel, Z1.0, check him out, link in all of my descriptions. This man almost died. This just happened. Listen to this. So, he does what most people do. He decides, I need to get back in shape. World's opening up. Time to get back to the gym, get some exercise going. And like most people, he didn't know where to start, right? He lives really far from me, so I can't really train him, unfortunately. We can't really meet up. I'm at the end of Brooklyn. He's all the way at the top of Queens. It's hard to coordinate. So he decides to join Bling Fitness. Gets a gym membership, right? What does Bling Fitness offer? They offer a 30-minute free personal training session, right? So you don't really know what to expect. You got a personal trainer who's certified, who's employed by this big known company, right? So you're going to trust what they tell you. So of course, he's like, all right, so let's go with this. So first thing, what happens? So basically, you fill out a basic form, no injuries, blah, 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 right? And then there's not really an official assessment done. They don't really assess your posture. They don't really do any of that stuff. You pick your trainer based on the name. You just pick a name based on whatever. Pick your guy. And then, they ask you, what's your goal? So, of course, he says, my goal is weight loss, right? And that's pretty much it. They didn't really do any kind of stretch test or strength test or see how his joints are or his range of motion or any of the basic stuff you'd expect a licensed professional to do. So, again, I'm not even sure if these people are licensed. I'm not sure what the criteria is to be a personal trainer for Bling Fitness. If they're training their own people, then they're not doing a good job. So you know what they do in this 30-minute session? So there's no type of real warm-up. There's no real dynamic warm-up or anything like that. Nothing. You know what he tells them? We're going to work upper body. I'm assuming they're just trying to cater to the ego. Like, oh, let's do some muscle work, right? This man has not worked out for 2 years, and he did disclose this. He tells them, I have not worked out for 2 years. What does that tell you? This person is not ready for any kind of crazy weight exercise, right? So what do? They start with bench press. So they do 3 sets with progressive weight on each set. And right from the jump, his muscles were giving out on him. And he just kept telling him, push, push, push. And his muscles were just not even cooperating at that point, right? And it continues. 3 sets with progressive weight on every exercise. So I got everything written down here. So yes, they do bench press. They do inclined bench press, which is like, you're going at an angle and going upwards as opposed to straight out. Then they do lat pull downs for the back. So now you're doing opposing muscle groups. Seated hammer curls. All right, got the biceps going. Weighted decline sit-ups. So you're laying at an angle downwards with weight doing sit-ups. This man's not even doing regular sit-ups on a regular basis. They start doing chest, cable exercises, rope pull down. So, now he's doing biceps and triceps at the same time. So literally all opposing muscle groups day one with progressive weight. They managed to squeeze all this in a 30-minute session. Of course, by the end of it, he's dead, right? And that's it. Cool. You want to sign up for some sessions, do more of this shit? Sends him on his way. He comes to work the next day. I wasn't even there for this. These are the stories I heard. So he was like, of course, sore as hell, could barely move, couldn't put his own coat on without pain. People start noticing. They're like, yo, you look swollen. Like, at first they think like, oh, he had a good workout. But like, no, his body was swelling. Like, his muscles were swelling. Like, it didn't look right. You know what happens next? This man starts peeing brown. My boy Z was peeing brown. Luckily, he knew right away, this is not normal. I need to go to the doctor. He goes to the ER. You know what they tell him? We have to admit you immediately to save your life, basically. You know what happened to him? This is something I literally just learned, and this is something that needs to be more widespread. Apparently, it's only known in like certain communities, like the CrossFit community, because they work themselves to death. So he contracted what's called rhabdomyolysis. Rhabdomyolysis. Long story short, the best way to describe it is it's severe muscle damage, muscle trauma, muscle injury. In this case, this man got worked so hard that he damaged and caused severe trauma to all his muscles. And the result of that is that the muscles break down and the muscle tissue is now entering the bloodstream. The myoglobin count goes way up. Best way to describe it for the layman, it's like degraded muscle cells are becoming sewage and making your blood toxic, and it's causing the stress to your kidneys. The increase of the myoglobin can damage and block the kidneys, and that's why you're peeing brown. High risk for kidney failure, and which can then lead to death. Life threatening. This man had to be admitted to the hospital. They had to hook him up to IVs. They basically had to clean his blood, and he was there for a week of just boredom and misery. He had to miss work, and now he's basically traumatized from exercise. Bad advice? This man almost died. Luckily, he's made a recovery, but he's got to be like completely sober and clean for 3 weeks just to avoid kidney failure. Bruh. I say it one more time. Free 30-minute training session from a personal trainer at Blink Fitness. I might have been close to contracting this at one point in the past because there's been workouts where I nearly killed myself. The first time I tried martial arts comes to mind. I'll give you a couple more quickies before I go. Another bad advice story from a podiatrist. So my girl C, right? Of course, she had severe plantar fasciitis just like I did in our 20s because we were just gaining weight and living the dumb life. Her podiatrist tells her that she should wear heels because it puts the foot in a position to work the arch. He told somebody with plantar fasciitis to wear heels, which is the worst thing you could possibly do to somebody with foot problems, is to tell them to wear heels. She goes back for a return visit for shoes that are not quite heels but angled a certain way. He throws the shoes at her and tells her, "Why are you not wearing heels?" Thankfully, luckily, this man lost his job not too long after that. Let's talk about bad advice from your parents. All of our parents for us 90s kids, right? What's the holy grail of breakfast? Orange juice. You must have orange juice for everything. It's like the food version of Robitussin, right? It's the cure-all. You ever heard this one? Tell me if you heard this one. Orange juice is good for you because the burning burns the fat around your heart. Mind you, I've heard this from people that have severe acid reflux. I'm here to tell you all, orange juice is not the save all. Orange juice is trash. You need to take it out of your diet, take it out of your breakfast. You're just mainlining sugar. Just eat an orange. Eat 2 oranges. It's better than orange juice. You know why all orange juice tastes the same? You know why all Tropicana tastes the same, like the brand taste? Because they use the juice packets to kind of flavor it a certain way. Like, yes, there's orange juice in it, but there's a lot of artificial stuff in there too. It's just sugar. Half the time, the vitamins are synthetic. Eat an orange. Sermon over. Last bit of bite advice you need to worry about. Prescription drugs. Doctors are prescribing crazy prescription drugs for all types of things they don't even understand just because they gotta prescribe you something. Another story from my girl. She got prescribed gabapentin for restless leg syndrome. I'm not even gonna describe it here. I want you guys to look it up. Here's the word. Look at all the side effects of this medicine and what it's actually for. This is being prescribed for everything when it's just like, I don't know what it is, just take this stuff. It's being prescribed for like chronic pain and anything, things that are unrelated. And they're giving out prednisone for everything. They're giving out painkillers. Anybody that has any kind of weird thing, chronic pain that they just don't know, they're just gonna prescribe you randomness. Just to, again, prescribe you anything and get paid. You don't have to take the drugs that they prescribe you. You can do your research and you can find another way. Most of the things they're gonna give you are addictive, and that leads to more money for them, especially gabapentin. All right, y'all, I'm trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter now, especially from the ADHD crowd. I really appreciate any support that I've been getting from friends, family, everybody, and shout out to my boy Z. Thank you for the music. I'm glad you're here with us, bro. I'm glad you made it, and I hope your recovery will continue to be speedy for the next 3 weeks. He's back to work, so he's good. Please do all the things, like, comment, subscribe, yada, 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 and I will continue to make all this weird content, and I got crazy ideas coming for the summer, all right? Peace.